Hey guys, it's Carissa Wu, as you know, and I'm here with Rebecca, and her Instagram handle is Work with Becca, and she's actually from Huntington Beach. I just found that out, so we're local. We're going to be business besties, and she's actually a virtual assistant, and she's a coach for virtual assistants. So she helps people go from corporate world to the online world, so they could have freedom they desire. And she made her clients 1.75 million in 2001, so that's pretty impressive. Welcome, Rebecca.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I've just been in kind of like holiday spirit, and I just don't want to work like that hard anymore. And I feel like it's just perfect for me now to get into this conversation because you help people like not work so hard, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the premise. I mean, I think sometimes, when I worked in corporate, I was working my booty off. Gosh, I was doing 14-hour days every single day. And I thought that was the norm. I was like, doesn't everyone work this hard?
What did you do?
I was in HR. So I
Oh,
worked
okay.
for HR. I was at different companies like Target. I worked for a startup. I worked for 24 Hour Fitness in their operations department back in the day. So I come from a very corporate background, and I was always taught, like, no, you have to work every single day, Monday through Friday. Like, you don't work and you don't leave until the work is done.
Yeah.
So it's a very different culture for me now, for sure.
Oh, so how did you, well, first did you become a VA and then after that you became a coach for VAs?
Yeah. So I was not looking for to leave corporate. I actually really enjoyed HR. I loved my job. I loved my position. Didn't love the long hours and
Yeah.
didn't love other aspects of being in corporate, obviously. But I wasn't like out there looking for a new job, and I never really like thought, oh, I should start a business.
Uh-huh.
But at the time, I was doing a lot of nannying nights and weekends and a ton
Uh-huh.
of babysitting.
Uh-huh.
And I like just remember thinking to myself, I was like, there has to be a different way to make extra cash because I just don't want to watch other people's kids anymore.
Yeah, yeah,
I
of
was like,
course.
there has to be a different way. So I looked online. I did like the Google search of what I think, a lot of people do is like how to make money online, like
Oh,
how to make
uh-huh.
extra cash online. And I came across the world of being a VA and thought, hey, like I can totally do that. A virtual assistant. So I started my virtual assistant business, and I was just working nights and weekends. And as I got more and more um, passionate about my VA business, I got less and less excited about my corporate job. And I learned how I could use all of the skills that I had in my corporate job and use them to my advantage in the online space and in the online world. So I made the move. I am now, then I decided, I was like, okay, I'm going to go full time in my business. And then while all of that was happening, TikTok blew up and I
Uh-huh.
blew up. I had a few viral videos on TikTok, which definitely helped me grow my business too. But yeah, that's just kind of the summary of my story. I never thought ever in a million years I would be an entrepreneur. I thought, being someone coming from HR, you're, you're, you think that like you can only be in HR, like that's going
Mm-hmm.
to be
Mm-hmm.
your job. So I was able to take all those skills and start my own business that I'm super passionate about too as well. And I hope to teach. I hope to teach others that they can kind of do the same.
Wow, that's so cool. So we're gonna talk all about TikTok later. I have no idea anything about TikTok. I even spelled it wrong on our link. I was like, wait, it's like with a C instead of a K. That's how much I don't know about TikTok. But I found you through Tea with Janie, and I loved what you shared, and it gave me inspiration to start my TikTok. So I'm actually going to start after we record, and you're going to keep me accountable for it.
Oh my gosh, yes. I will be looking out for your TikToks, and because we're going to be biz besties because you live so close to me. Who
Yes,
knows, maybe we
yes,
can do like a in-person
yes.
TikTok collaboration type video. That'd be cool.
Oh, I love that. So, how did you get your first clients for like virtual assistants, and what do you? I'm sure you do a ton of things now, but what's like your main thing that you do? Like just managing invoices, or like getting them leads, or do you have like a specialty?
Yeah. So at the beginning of my virtual assistant business, I was doing everything. I was, gosh, making social media graphics, doing a
Mm,
lot of social media management, helping people with literally whatever they needed help with. I was updating people's websites. I was scheduling newsletters and marketing campaigns. I like anything that anyone could give me, I was like down for. Learned that the hard way. I'm happy that happened though, because I figured out through that process what I liked to do and what I didn't like to do.
yeah, for sure.
And I figured out what services that I enjoyed offering and the services that I didn't enjoy offering. And then from there, I had this like moment where I was like, oh my gosh, I have all this HR experience, all these years of being in HR. How can I use all of that experience that I have and leverage it in my VA business? So I niched down
Uh-huh.
and I only took on HR VA work.
Oh,
So yeah, a lot of recruiting and a lot of writing handbooks and updating HR systems. I became kind of that go-to HR VA. And then I also became an online business manager, which is someone that's more strategic, like a strategic role in a business
uh-huh.
versus VA as a doer. An online business manager is
Oh.
someone that plays more of a strategic part. So the CEO can step out of the day-to-day operations of a business. So I pivoted to that.
Uh-huh.
And I really leveraged what I love doing and what I was passionate about doing to help me accelerate my online business and my
Okay.
success there.
So let me try to understand. So the HR one, you do all the HR stuff that, some people can't hire a whole HR team. So that's your specialty. And then on the other side, you said online managing.
Yeah, so online business manager.
Okay, I never heard
So
of
it's
it.
no, it's okay. I forget that people like haven't heard that term before
Uh-huh.
sometimes, but it's someone that's like more of a partner to more of a strategic part of a business. So they make sure that projects are in line. They work with different contractors like VAs.
Oh,
They're more of the day-to-day operations of a
okay.
business,
Oh, operations.
like
Okay.
help with different launches
Uh-huh.
or more of that like strategic part versus a virtual assistant is a doer. And a virtual
Mm-hmm.
assistant is the one that's going to be doing all the work. Whereas an OBM or an online business manager plays more of that strategic role in hiring or finding different contractors to work with the business or finding virtual assistants. They're
Oh,
more of that like strategic focus.
so it's kind of like a biz dev, business development person.
Yeah, even some people describe it as like a DOO or a COO type of role.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I think my corporate like knowledge, because I was only in it for like a little bit, like a couple years, and then I went to photography. So I'm missing like these little things that people talk about, and I have no idea what they're saying.
Yeah, no, it's okay. There's corporate has their own lingo. It's
Yeah.
their own language. They have their own language. It's definitely just like the online space has their own
Yeah.
language too.
It's so interesting. So, what led you like okay, doing all the things for different companies, finding the niche, and then becoming the coach? Because I'm doing the same thing, but I did it for so long, like 12 years. Was it just something like, wow, I know all these things, so why not teach other people to do it? So, how did it all come about?
Yeah, it started when I started posting on TikTok. I
Uh-huh.
never thought I want to be a coach.
Oh,
I
that
never
so
thought
everything
like,
stemmed from TikTok. That's interesting. Okay.
yep. And I never thought like, oh, I'm going to be a coach or like
Uh-huh.
that's what I want to do, that's where I want to go. But when I was posting on TikTok, and we can get into TikTok later, but I was getting a lot of interest of, oh my God, like people didn't even know that they could become a virtual assistant. And people were asking me, how do I do this? Like, what is a VA? How do I get started? How, like, is this even real? Is it a scam? Like, what? I was getting a lot of interest. And as I was talking more and more about being a virtual assistant on TikTok, I was looking back at my own journey and I thought, what was one thing that because when I first started my journey, I was not ready to invest a lot of money into coaching.
Uh-huh.
Google is a big wormhole. You go down the rabbit
Mm,
hole
uh-huh.
with
Totally.
Google. I created a community, my membership, which is a place for virtual assistants, and not only virtual assistants, but all virtual service providers, to get resources and training and accountability, and just a place that's going to with people that understand and get it, like a real true community, that's at a price that isn't costing thousands of dollars for coaching or a course or a program. So I created my community based off of that's exactly what I wanted when I first started my virtual assistant business. And it's what I'm really passionate about, is creating
Yeah.
that community of like-minded people, and um, like a place where others can come and just encourage and support everyone throughout, wherever, if they're a beginner in their journey, or they're more established and scaling, wherever they're at in their online business journey.
Oh, that's so cool. I know you mentioned, starting from TikTok, but I didn't know like it really, really started from TikTok.
Yeah, it did. It definitely did.
So did you start in like 2020, like during quarantine, and then you just kind of blew up?
I started as a VA in 2019,
Okay.
and then I had been working as a VA. And then when did I? So I started during quarantine, was definitely when I started posting, because
Okay.
I had no intention of posting. I was like, I am not posting on TikTok. If you would
Yeah,
have
yeah.
asked anyone if I would ever be caught on TikTok like 2 years ago, they would be like, oh my gosh, you are crazy. Rebecca would never post anything on TikTok.
Oh,
Um,
that's so
but
funny.
I started posting right in the middle of quarantine. And then from there, I just, grew this community and audience, and I just continued to post and listened to what they were asking me, and really made those like true connections,
Uh-huh.
which I felt like was crazy, because I was never able to form those connections on Instagram or any other social media
Yeah.
platform. So it just grew from
Yeah.
there.
Everything that you said on like the other podcasts, I kind of resonated with because you're saying that TikTok wants to bring you to like new followers and new people, but Instagram kind of like you have to pay to play.
Yeah, I think TikTok Instagram realizes they have to step up their game now. I think
Uh-huh.
they see that TikTok is really doing well. But the cool thing about TikTok is that it's a way to get yourself in front of new people. Like
Yeah,
when
yeah,
you're
yeah.
on Instagram, it is so hard to get in front of new people,
It
even
is.
by using hashtags, even with your perfect feed and your perfect bio. And it's just so hard to get in front of new people, versus TikTok wants to put your content in front of new
Yeah.
people, which is really, really cool.
No, I loved your TikTok so much. I was spending a lot of time on it and I was like, should I be a BA? You make it seem
Like,
so easy, yeah. And I went on your website and like there's different ways to work with you, like group coaching and your membership, and you have all these like this master class. So you've done a lot in the past year. It's
oh
crazy.
yeah, it's definitely crazy. I was doing my reflection, like and setting intentions for 2022,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, I just can't believe I've just had such a crazy year.
Yeah, you
So
had a crazy year. I can't believe. So what does it feel like to make all these people a lot of money? Like how are they making the 1 point whatever million? Is it because you got them new clients or you got them new business?
a lot of my clients have been able to replace their full-time income from
Wow.
their business, which
Wow.
has been really huge. So that's primarily what it's based off of. If you kind of add everyone's salaries and what they were making, and they've surpassed that, which is really cool.
Cool. So what is your biggest heck yes, get a heck yes sales technique for getting new students? So it'd be like your target audience is students wanting to become virtual assistants, right? So what's your
Yeah.
heck yes technique?
My heck yes technique is to just be a human first. Serve your audience when you're making content, create and serve from a place that's genuine to your audience. I feel like so much I see on Instagram, on TikTok, on all these different social media platforms, it just feels so inauthentic and
Mm,
feels like very fake, or they just want someone to sign up for their
Oh,
program or their wait list. But be a human first and serve and show up online with purpose, and have that intentionality to be not something like, oh my gosh, I want them as a client, but like showing up and having the intentionality of showing up to just be who you are and serve your audience, so your
uh-huh.
audience can make that connection with you.
Yeah, that's so interesting you say that because I do give that vibe. So do you think maybe, I mean, vibe from you, like you're not like asking for something. So do you feel like maybe like you shouldn't put like a call to action at the end, like, hey, free guide or hey, like sign up for my wait list? Like, do you think it's more just like you're adding value, 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 and then you could ask for something? Or do you have like a strategy?
Yeah, I think it depends. Like you always want to be adding call to actions for sure on newsletters that I send out or email campaigns, on Instagram posts. But I think it also depends on like what the content is. And for TikTok, for example, I do not have any call to actions
Uh-huh.
in my TikToks.
Okay.
Occasionally, I will if I have a master class or if I have a new freebie, but I don't have any call to actions in my videos on TikTok, or
Okay.
very rarely will I. So I think it depends on the platform and what the call to action is.
Okay.
At TikTok in particular, people don't want to be sold on
Okay.
TikTok. I mean,
Okay.
I guess that's, Instagram too, but
Uh-huh.
people don't want to just be sold. They really need to be warmed up to you. They need to
Okay.
get to know you. And then when you do have that master class or you do have that offer, it's a whole lot easier
Okay.
to sell them
Okay. Okay. Good to know.
than it is just to have those call to actions on every video.
Okay. Good to know. Okay. So let's go into our hot topic.
Yeah. Tip number one is to just do it and just to be yourself. It's a little scary at first. It's a little intimidating. I felt intimidated at first. It's scary, it's new, but just start.
Okay.
Just do
Okay.
it.
Good. Like you said.
Just
Yeah.
yeah, just start with one video. And just like anything, you have to get comfortable inside the app. You have to get comfortable filming and making content and creating content. So just start. Just
Okay.
start. And don't be afraid to be yourself. Like, if you want to dance on TikTok, do the dance. If you don't want to dance, then don't do the dance. But don't be afraid to show people who you are and show up authentically. But really, my number one main tip is just start.
Yeah. I mean, after you said that, I'm just thinking of what I could post the second I get off the podcast interview with you. But I'm thinking I could just prop my phone up on my window and then just say, like, I am doing a podcast with Work with Becca, virtual assistant coach, and then have like some
Yeah.
cute little music or whatever.
Yeah, and the cool thing about TikTok is you can continue, that'll go into my tip number two, but you can see what videos do well and what videos don't do well and what your audience responds to.
Okay.
And depending on what videos do well, you can use that and for your future videos. Or if you try something where you don't get a lot of views or you don't get a lot of engagement, then okay, like maybe I should switch it up here. So you can kind of see what does well and what doesn't well and listen to your audience. And then you can play around with it, right?
Heck
Like play
yeah.
around with it. It's fun. It is
Yeah.
fun.
Okay, so you're saying after you start making your videos, then see what's working and see what's not, and then just do more of what's working, right? Or can you just start looking at other people's stuff and see what's working for them too?
Totally. The cool thing about TikTok is that it's a trend platform. So people like want you to copy them.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
People
I'm
want
gonna
you
copy
versus
you.
yeah, like I feel people want you to copy them. They don't want you to copy them like, word for
Yeah,
word or the
yeah.
exact video. But the cool thing about TikTok is you can take a trend and you can copy them, but you like make it your own. So it's a whole lot it's definitely a whole lot more fun and easy to come up with ideas for
Okay.
sure.
Before I forget to ask you, because I want people to hire you from like my audience, but are you a VA for wedding professionals too?
I am no longer a VA, but I have a bunch of VAs that
Okay.
I work with that I will do matchmaking for, that
Oh,
I
okay.
will provide. I will, ask the client what they're looking for, how
Uh-huh.
many hours a week, if they need any sort of systems or what they need help with. And then I will personally match them from someone within my own network, one of my students, and make sure it's a good fit.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm learning the whole VA world right now because I actually hired a VA in Afghanistan. So she does all my Instagram, social outreach, and Facebook. And I'm getting like some crazy rate, like $3 an hour or whatever. It's very
Wow.
interesting to me.
It definitely is interesting. There is, the whole conversation. I think that's a whole conversation for another day of of VAs in different countries. But every VA, you have to find the VA that works for you.
Yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
if that works for you, and if you have a good relationship with them, then awesome. But at the end of the day, it's just getting that connection, and finding someone that works for you and your business and what you need.
Okay, so
Yes.
tip number one, just do it. Nike says. Tip number two, look at your metrics, look what's working and what's not working. And then tip number three.
Yes. Tip number two, be strategic. You know, look at your metrics, let's see what does well, see what doesn't well, see what your audience is saying, look at your comments.
Mm-hmm.
And then tip number three is being consistent.
Okay.
That's another big tip and the least fun, I think, out of all of them. But it's super important to just stay consistent. And consistent can mean anything, like whatever consistent means to you. TikTok wants you to post uh, multiple times a day,
Okay.
actually, but that doesn't mean you have to post multiple times a day. Whatever consistency looks like to you, implement that. And you can repurpose a lot of your reels into TikTok. So if you're already making reels, you can use those and repurpose your reels into TikToks. But staying consistent is very important too, as well.
Yeah, it's so funny because I don't know, the universe didn't want me to make TikTok or just made it challenging for me because I was doing the whole reel. So it would be just a no-brainer to upload those same videos to TikTok. And then when I try to do it, it just had this ugly like green filter on that I couldn't get off of it. And I had that 5 minutes of trying to do it, and then the universe like, no, it's not for
Like,
you.
not
But
today. Try again tomorrow.
yeah, totally.
We're
So
challenging you to try again.
yeah, yeah, I'm gonna try again.
Try again.
That's so funny. Okay, so consistent. So do you post every week or every day?
I try and post every day. I try and batch create my TikToks. So I will create a whole bunch of TikToks and save them in my drafts and then post them throughout the week.
Okay.
So, um,
What's your mindset of when you develop these? Like, do you look at other people's and you save them, or the music, or do you have just like a list of things you want to talk about? What's in your mind of
yeah.
like how to do it so fast?
So when I'm on TikTok and I find a song that I like, that I
Uh-huh.
have an idea, I immediately save the song, and then in my notes I just make like a note in my phone, like
Okay.
just a
Yeah.
quick, from my memory. Or if I'm like stuck and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to create, I will close my eyes and I'll just scroll through TikTok, and then I'll ask yeah, it's the best tip, I'm telling you. I'll like think, okay, like how can I, what can I do with this sound? Or I can relate back to my pillars, which I have three pillars,
Okay.
but educational content. Can I give a tip, or can I do something around education or relatable content? How can I be relatable and make my audience engage with me,
Uh-huh.
or inspirational? How can I inspire them? So I try to stick, with those three pillars. Especially when I'm in those like content, like, I don't know what to create.
Yeah.
Using trending sounds and closing your eyes and just
Uh-huh.
listening, I swear, has been the biggest help to me. Gosh.
Okay. Say the pillars one more time.
Yes. So inspirational.
Inspirational. So that's like, you could do it, guys. Like, believe in yourself.
Yeah, or like telling them about my story, or
Okay.
something that maybe happened to me that I overcame, or
Okay.
a challenge in my business or in my personal life. Inspirational. or relatable, because relatable content is very engaging, right?
Okay.
So maybe it's like a video of, me as, what's a relatable one I did recently? Um, me like I'm like I remember when I was a new VA and I wanted to make like my proposals perfect, right?
Uh-huh.
And I would like hit send and I would be like, oh my gosh, like I hit like, I get like anxiety hitting send.
Uh,
So it's like that's something that's relatable or engaging.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
So something like relatable like that. And then educational. So like how to's or tips or tricks or anything that's giving your audience that value of learning.
Okay. Yeah, because when you said it first, I didn't understand pillars. I thought they were more like things you like to talk about, like, oh, I like to talk about photography. I like to play tennis. I like boba tea. I thought it was more that. So then when you explained it that way, I was like, oh, that's an interesting way of putting it. So now when I make my TikTok or my reel, I'm gonna think of those type of pillars, like or educating, inspiring, like being humorous or relatable, So it actually puts like a new mindset on it, and listening to the music, like you said. So that's a very helpful tip.
Yeah. And, like when in doubt, I just go back to you go back to the trending songs. There's websites that'll show you the trending songs, and I'll use a trending song. Or, if I'm really just not feeling it, to be
Uh-huh.
honest, then I just won't post that day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I won't force it. If it doesn't come naturally, then you know what? I'm like, okay, I'd rather put my best content out there than than just try and post something to post
Yeah,
consistently.
yeah,
So,
yeah. I think your message is so clear that it does come easy for you because you know like exactly who you want in your funnel, like exactly
yeah.
who your audience is. So for me now, like I know exactly who my audience is. It's just wedding photographers, and I'm here to teach them how the sales call, how to get on the vendor list, how to get leads. So I'm super excited to make my TikTok. Thank you, Becca.
Yeah, I'm super excited to watch all of your TikToks. Gosh.
Cool. Okay, so let's get to know you more. Rapid
Yeah.
fire questions. Let's see. What do you like to do for fun or something interesting about you?
I love to travel. That was also one of the appeals to working online for me. I just
Yes.
got back from Greece. Gosh, maybe like two
Ooh,
weeks ago ish.
lucky.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'd never been there before, and it was so beautiful. It was the best. So I'm like a total travel geek, travel nerd.
So you have like the laptop lifestyle,
Yeah,
luxury
but my
laptop
problem
lifestyle.
is though, is like when I'm traveling, I don't want to work at all.
That's okay. I'm sure. Do you have like a team to help you?
I have one or two people that help me here and there, but for
Uh-huh.
the most part, it's all me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. What did you do in Greece?
I went to Santorini, which
Uh-huh.
was absolutely beautiful. It's like
Yes.
exactly what it looks like in pictures. You see pictures of
Uh-huh.
Greece and you're like, it doesn't look like that. And then you get there and it literally looks like the
Yeah.
pictures. It's insane.
Wow.
And then we also went to Rhodes, which is a medieval town. So there's real
Oh.
castles, so much history. It was so freaking cool.
Oh, that's so jealous.
Yeah, it went on my bucket list for as long as I could remember.
What's your next bucket list travel place?
Gosh, I really want to. I know this is going to sound very bougie, but I
Maldives.
really want to go to like I can't, and I also can't
Maldives.
say. Don't judge me. Yes,
Yeah, I just said it before you said it. It's like you said
Maldives.
bougie.
That's like my next like dream trip. So
Yeah, I heard it's gonna be like underwater in whatever year, so you definitely should go.
yeah, I gotta get there. I gotta get there soon. Then.
Yes, cool. Okay, let's see. If you had a magic wand, in where would you see your business in 3 months, ideally?
Um, I think in 3 months. Gosh, just continue to grow my audience and show people that if they don't want to have a corporate job, or if they feel stuck in their 9 to 5, or they feel like there's no other, like they can't be business owners and there's no other, like that they have to be in that cubicle, or there's other options out there. I
Yeah.
thought that I could never be a business owner or an entrepreneur. So just to continue to grow my audience and educate them around entrepreneurship and around just following your dreams.
Cool. And this is kind of a question I'm just trying to think because of my audience, like what are things that VAs could take off the plate for wedding photographers
Oh my gosh, so much.
besides editing?
Yeah, besides for editing, I would say, well, they can do a lot of communications with the clients, like
Mm,
scheduling.
uh-huh.
Well, wait, I'm trying to think for a wedding planner. So, okay. Oh, I have a client who is a wedding planner. Never mind.
Okay. Yeah, wedding planners
I
good.
was like, I
Photographer
have
and
a
any
client for
wedding
wedding
pros.
photography. Well, I was thinking wedding. So
Yeah, wedding,
I
anything weddings.
was thinking wedding. But she, for example, she will do all of the RSVPs for her wedding
Oh,
planners.
okay.
She will organize all of the RSVPs. So I think for wedding planners, think about the things that like you struggle with, or the
Uh-huh.
things that you don't want to do, or the things that
Mm,
you like literally hold off and you just don't want to do,
okay,
and
okay.
you cringe when you
Yeah,
think
uh-huh.
of them, or you're not good at them.
Uh-huh.
That's something that probably a virtual assistant can help you
Oh,
with. So whether it
interesting.
be your Pinterest, right? Like, Pinterest, helping you get onto Pinterest, or posting on your social media, or following up, sending out testimonial requests,
Oh,
and
yes,
following up with
okay.
past clients and getting those testimonial requests, and then updating your website with them and making sure you use those testimonial requests. So, thinking about things that are time consuming, or things that you don't want to do, like testimonial, maybe that's their thing that they own and that's what they help you with. So, I think internally it's like asking yourself, okay, what do I need help with? Or what do I just don't have time for and I don't want to do? And then finding a VA that specializes in wedding planners or wedding photographers, or whatever industry you're
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, I think this conversation is really powerful because you and me are helping the listeners kind of think differently. So, thinking exactly what, what do you spend your time on during the day? Is it sales calls? Is it writing those proposals? Is it, yeah, getting those reviews, editing, doing the social media, pinning stuff to Tailwind, SEO, all the key tags of your blog? There's so many different things to get hours back in your days and your week. So very powerful stuff. And then I guess just tell everyone how to find you, and maybe like I know I saw your website, you have like a lot of freebies, so if you want to talk about a freebie or your master class, just anything to help people kind of like guide my audience to you.
Yeah. So I have a few different freebies. I have a calculator that'll help you price your services.
Oh
So
yeah,
it
that's a
will
good
give you,
one. That's perfect for my audience.
yeah, that's why I was like, it's so perfect for your audience.
Yeah.
Definitely download that. It'll like ask you how many clients you want to work with per month. It'll ask you, it'll give you all of the fields, and it'll plug in a target hourly rate based on the income that you want to make.
Oh,
So that's
that's
a
so
really good
interesting.
freebie.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you can download that on my website, which is workwithbecca.com, or from my Instagram, which is also workwithbecca. And then I also have, if anyone is interested in jumpstarting their virtual assistant or virtual service provider business, I have a free training as well that's on my website, and lots more coming soon. So keep an
Yay.
eye out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love everything on your website. I was like, that's everything I'm trying to do, like the group coaching thing. And it just, yeah, you've come so far. So you should be so proud of yourself.
Oh, thanks.
And then tell us your hashtags and for Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah. Work with Becca is my hashtag. And then the Success Society is also my hashtag. Not my hashtag, but the ones that I use.
Yeah, yeah.
And then on TikTok, I am the virtual assistant coach. And if you look at that hashtag, I will be all over there too as well.
Oh yeah, and then one thing I wanted to say was my daughter's name is Piper, which is funny you said Piper.
Oh, that's so funny. Gosh. She also lives actually local. We should all get
Yeah.
together and she'd love that.
Yay. Cool. Well, this is a great conversation. Stick around, but thank you, Becca. This is awesome.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This was so fun.